Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here and we have some breaking news from SeaWorld San Diego. I'm just getting this information from BehindTheThrills.com, and this is for a brand new dive coaster going to SeaWorld San Diego for 2020. Now, apparently it's been officially announced by the SeaWorld company, so it's very interesting to see this announcement out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. I just woke up. But it will be the 55th anniversary for the park itself, so it is kind of a milestone, not the biggest milestone, but definitely a milestone. Also, with it being 2020, it is going to be a big year, but I am surprised with the fact that it will be a B&M dive coaster. Now, SeaWorld Entertainment has a good relationship with B&M, that is for sure, with Mako being at SeaWorld Orlando in the past couple of years, as well as, Manta and the other B&Ms throughout the chain. Now, speaking of Mako, that's what this new dive coaster is going to be called. It's going to be 150 feet tall with a 143-foot vertical drop, which is going to be awesome. And it will have a floorless train, just as most modern dive coasters do nowadays. It will actually be written down as 153 feet tall, not 150. So it will break Hang Time's record of tallest, fastest, longest dive coaster in California specifically. But along with this new coaster, we will see a renovation of the Shark Encounter exhibit that they have in the park, which is awesome news. I always love it when they put more money into exhibits outside of rides, of course. And in 2021, they will apparently be renovating the Penguin Encounter as well, so that will be awesome to see. But looking at the layout of Mako, which is weird to think of a Mako on the West Coast, it definitely looks like a generic dive coaster, at least from the two pictures that I'm seeing right here. Just a dive into an Immelman, and then maybe a couple turnarounds with a mid-course, but I don't actually see the mid-course, so we'll have to see about that. But it will be definitely cool to see a B&M dive coaster on the West Coast. This would be the first B&M dive coaster that I would be able to get on, at least in the West Coast, if I don't make it over to the East Coast for this year. But it'll be definitely cool to see more variation on the West Coast of what types of coasters, because we really don't have the best variation in most coasters, at least as far as B&M goes. We only really have inverts and some floorless coasters, and then the one stand-up. So it'll be really nice to see something like a B&M dive showing up on the West Coast finally. Now, another thing that I should add on is that there will be a new entrance plaza, which I think is definitely needed, at least from what I've heard. I will finally be able to check it out again for the first time in over a decade in February or so I'm very excited to get back to the park. But this is something that I did not imagine happening, at least today. I was expecting them to wait until at least after Tidal Twister was opened to announce this, but I guess they were eager enough where 2020 is going to be one of those big years for most parks, and I think they just wanted to hop on that train before most did. But I'm very, very excited for SeaWorld San Diego expanding with Mako, and I really want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think this is a good fit for the park? Do you think it's a good fit for the West Coast? Do you think it's a good fit for Southern California? I mean, we do have Hang Time, but that is a different type of dive coaster, that is for sure, even if you call it a dive coaster. But I really feel like SeaWorld San Diego is just poking the bear right now with getting it 3 feet taller than Hang Time. I find that incredibly funny. Like, just really 3 feet taller it's crazy to me. But regardless, I'm very excited to go ride this eventually in the next coming years, and as well to see all the improvements made to SeaWorld San Diego in the years following and even the years prior, especially with Tidal Twister opening up this year. Hopefully, we'll see. And man, 2020 is just ramping up to be the year for all amusement parks and theme parks as well. It's just going to be honestly the best year we've seen in decades. But I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. This is very, very interesting and amazing news, especially since it's only January of 2019. So I'd love to find out more about this coaster in the coming weeks and months, but I guess we'll just have to wait for those. But thank you for watching, and as always, we'll see you on the next ride.